Hello there and welcome. I'm Gideon Mindsets and I'm back again with Motivational Mondays. So today I've got a beautiful story to also share with you guys, and I hope you guys liked what I did last week. So one of my favorite stories from the book Think and Grow Rich is Edward C. Barnes. Edward C. Barnes had no money and literally was in a critical and a desperate situation. I love the story because the guy saw only one thing and he would not settle. He had one goal and he would not settle for that. So the story goes like this. When he had to travel all across the country to go and see Thomas Edison, and with no money, he traveled literally with no money to see Thomas Edison, who was the greatest inventor probably still in history now, that he has come to go into business with him. So with the first part of the book, the first chapter, it actually talks about the power of the thoughts, right? The power of the thoughts. So with the first paragraph, he said something really beautiful that I actually want to read it to you guys. And he says, truly, thoughts are things, and powerful things are that, when mixed with purpose, persistence, and burning desire in their translation into riches and other material objects, which is very beautiful statement right there. So he made 3 points, right? He made 3 points, which was what? A burning desire, a purpose, and a persistence, right? I thought that was a very beautiful statement because the first thing that he actually said was having a purpose. Now, with purpose, I think it actually helps a lot. I do believe that anything that we do, we should have purpose, because if we don't, that is when people actually quit. Because this is the thing, when we know why we're doing what we're doing, there is no way that will actually makes us quit. Because this is the thing, right? Let's say you're doing it for your let's say for your family, or you're doing it for your friends, or you're doing it for whoever you're doing it for. That gives you strong enough reason for you to stick through. Because trust me, the journey isn't going to be easy. There's going to be some adversities that's actually going to hit. So when those adversity hits and you haven't got a strong reason and a strong purpose to stick through, and I believe that will knock you off and that will make you quit. So one, you have to have a strong purpose. That was the one that is going to stick you through. Now with the second thing, he actually talked about persistence, that we actually have to like keep pressing on, of which I'll bring you a very beautiful story about persistence very soon. And also the third thing that he mentioned was a burning desire. You see, anything that's going to like stick you through and take you forward, you have to have a burning desire, because that is the force and that's the push and that's the drive behind all these. So this is how the story goes. Actually, Edward C. Barnes decided to go into business with Thomas Edison, of which at that time he wasn't in any form or condition to be able to be in business with him. He actually was in a very bad condition. Didn't have no money even to take a train over to Orange, New Jersey. So what happened was that he actually stole with a train, which he mixed himself with a cargo train to be able to get himself into New Jersey. I really think that sometimes there are just some situations that actually comes in our way that actually stops us from doing what we have to. So he encountered two problems. So first of all, he didn't even know who Edison was, and second, he didn't have money. So after sneaking into a cargo train, bringing him to Orange, New Jersey, so what happened was that he got to see Thomas Edison, and he saw Thomas Edison and told him that he has come to go into business with him. Now when Thomas Edison actually said that when he saw him, he actually wasn't in no shape or form to be able to be in a business with him, but he saw something in him that he actually had like a purpose, and he had like a strong mindset. What he saw in him was actually nice. That was why he actually decided to take him and work with him. But he wasn't doing any actual job, but was just like working around the office, just so Thomas Edison will be able to study him and see if he actually fits the requirements. So what happened was that afterwards, months and months goes by. Edward C. Barnes wasn't seeing anything going on. So I mean, most people will probably get discouraged, and so this is what he actually said. Now I want to read it to you, which is I believe it's just a beautiful statement. And he said, he did not say to himself, well, what's the use? I guess I'll change my mind and try for a sales job. But he did say, I came here to go into business with Edison, and I will accomplish this at the end if it takes the remainder of my life. He meant it. How beautiful is that? How amazing is that? So he had one goal and he had nothing than to win. And that was fantastic. Not knowing there was opportunity that was coming ahead of him. And then I'm just going to read this also. He said, when an opportunity came, it appeared in a different form and from different direction that Barnes had expected. This is one of the tricks of opportunity. It has a sly habit of slipping in by the back door and often comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat, right? Perhaps this is why so many people fail to recognize opportunity. So through the book, he actually said that opportunity, when it presents itself, it doesn't really present itself as an opportunity. Mostly it comes in the form of failure. So when what he said was temporary defeat. So when we actually go down, or let's say we actually fail in something, I think that actually takes us down, and then we forget about it, thinking that I think this is not going to happen. But this is where we have to study that opportunities, mostly when they do come, they come in the form of a temporary defeat, and then after the temporary defeat, that is when the opportunity actually presents themselves. So what happened was that right after that, so there's an opportunity that actually came, that Edison had a machine that he wanted to bring it out, and I believe it was the Edison dictating machine. So with that machine, his sales men actually didn't like the machine, and they thought that it wasn't going to sell, not knowing that Barnes actually went to tell Edison that he will be able to sell the machine. And then for some reason, Thomas Edison actually believed him and gave him the project to do that he should sell it. It came in as a temporary defeat. Now when his actual salesman that's been working with Edison for years actually said that they don't think this will actually be sold, it would have actually discouraged Barnes from actually taking that project on himself to sell it, because people that have been working with him for years actually sees the machine and says there's no way this can be sold. So why would someone who just came in thinking that he will be able to sell it? I believe that should have been able to discourage him. So that was a temporary defeat, but he actually stood on his grounds and decided that he was gonna do it. So the book actually says that Barnes was able to sell the machine and actually sold it so successfully. He was able to get this slogan that says "Made by Edison, installed by Barnes." You see, Barnes actually had a vision. He had exact goals, that exactly what he wanted. He had a definite goal of exactly what he wanted, and nothing distracted him, and he went straight forward and executed it, and he actually won. Now that brings us to the second story, one of my favorite stories also in the book, which actually says 3 feet from gold. That story actually taught me that sometimes I could just be 3 feet from gold. It could be the next intent, it could be the next meeting, it could be the next interaction. That story actually pushed me through some dark times and always taught me that I could potentially just be 3 feet from gold. Do you know that everything around you is an expression of an idea? The clothes you're wearing, the jewelry you have, the car that you drive, the phone that you actually operate on, the chair that you sit on, the desk that you sit in. Everything was an idea in someone's mind at the time. Now I want you to think about this for a moment. I'm going to switch gears on you. There is a law that actually governs the universe, and that is the law of compensation. So the compensation states that the money that we earn is in direct ratio with the need that we do, the ability to do it, and the difficulty in replacing us. Think about that for a moment. Ideas people are the highest paid people in the world. Do you know telephone was nothing but just an idea? Bell had a good idea. See, the person that created this phone had an idea. He had an idea of making this smartphone that I can take your picture, I hit it, boom, it's present. It's present, it's online. You see, the internet also was an idea. You see, you and I are creative beings. We've got this godlike ability to create. We have the ability, and God has given us this beautiful creative faculty to be able to create. And we have all these abilities to create our environment. Now think of these. Now that means we have the ability to originate ideas. Thinking is one of the highest functions of what we're capable of. Do you ever think about how our imagination is? Our imagination, look, Napoleon Hill puts it beautifully on this book, Think and Grow Rich. He puts it this way. He says it's the most miraculous, the most marvelous, inconceivably ability that the world has ever known. I had an idea. It was a self-image about myself. I didn't like who I was until I started studying this information that I'm working with, and I begin to like me. Do you know something? when you start studying yourself, you start finding some miraculous things about yourself, and you start liking yourself. See, the more you study you, the more fascinating they're going to be with you. Do you know that you've got enough energy, enough potential energy in your hands that is probably be able to light a normal sized building for probably like a month? See, there's about 11,000 kilowatts per pound, which is locked up inside the cell of your hand. Ideas has power to change the whole world. See, this little thing actually changed the world. It's enormous when you actually think about it, that this actually changed the whole world. You see, this was an idea in someone's head. Now, let me show you this. Another idea. It's a cable, right? So this is the USB ports that are plugging into on the wall, and this is the thing that are plugging into the phone to charge the phone. You see, it was an idea when it began in someone's head. It was an idea, and then they brought it out, and then it's serving me, and it's definitely serving other people's too. And the person that actually made this actually get money for that. Now, do you actually think? Now let's think about this. Do you have any idea how much your idea is worth? Thoughts are really powerful. Thoughts are really powerful. Do you have any idea how much this book has actually helped me think and grow? It's helped me on numerous occasions. Now, I'm going to end the video right here, and then next week I'm actually going to continue a lot more and dive a lot more into the book. And if you've got any topic that you guys want me to talk about, to share my opinion on it, just drop me a DM or just comment below this video, and I'll make sure I do my best to be able to talk about that video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed this and got great value from this, and to be able to know that your thoughts is really powerful. You have to protect your thoughts, and we have enormous ideas that actually keeps running inside our body and our brain that we can actually execute that. And I think I should actually talk about how to execute your thoughts when it drops. So that is it from me now. I hope you stay blessed, and I'll see you next time. Stay blessed.